you see children suffering, and our heart just went out to them, and we just want to do something. Just feel that we should be used by God to make a difference in these children's life, one at a time. Now, more than 12,000 children's lives have changed forever, and there are more than 12,000 happy families who love their children dearly.
CCAI has changed our life in huge, huge ways.
I'm not sure we would have done all this without CCAI, and every one of our adoptions is from this agency. It's pretty special.
Chinese adoption nationwide wouldn't be the same without them.
In 1992, China published their first adoption law, and before we came to this country, we saw so many abandoned girls just because they are girls. And we just feel like maybe under this law, we can do something.
So a few weeks later, on September 15, 1992, Chinese Children Adoption International was born in our basement. Hallelujah, that was the birthday of CCAI. We were new kids on the block, and we had tons of passion and dedication. However, we had very little experience. And at the very beginning, March 1994, I took the first 6 couples from Colorado, and we went to China.
It was all kind of new to everybody, but everybody worked together. And we'll forever be grateful to Joshua and Lily for their commitment to see this process through, which they did.
So it was very, very hard at the very beginning, but miraculously, we were able to work out the registration. We went to the orphanage.
We went out to the courtyard, and they called us one at a time.
So I was the person that stepped forward for us and received Zoe into my arms, and so that's a moment that 23 years later I still react the same way, of taking this human being into our heart and into our lives, and we'll forever be grateful for that.
We were just overwhelmed that these little human beings were going to come home with us.
I remember that, adoption was the first thing in Colorado. Nobody ever done it before, so it became such a sensational story, and people started to respond enthusiastically.
So our number one adoption was Olivia, Liv, and it's fair to say that was such a fantastic, great experience.
That we kept going.
Yeah, we just kind of couldn't stop.
We had a plan, and our plan was to adopt 2, but I had a secret plan to adopt 3. So
we just kept going as long as it was working so well.
In 1995, I have visited 40-some orphanages and have watched a number of children die in front of me, the poor orphanage condition. And that's when, in November 95, we started Chinese Children Charity Fund. But at the beginning, we called it a formula fund. We thought, okay, we just feed them so they will survive. They will not starve to death. And we will have time earned to find homes for them.
And you just feel overwhelmed by the tremendous needs, by the suffering of the children.
It doesn't matter how hard we work, we can't really empty Chinese orphanages. And those children stay in orphanages deserve the mother kind of love from their nannies and caretakers. And so we started our first little orphan care center in 2000.
It is really the training center within the current orphanage, because we want to make sure the children receive one-on-one care. We want the nanny to look into the eye of the child, want to feed the baby according to their physical need. However, no matter how hard you work with, orphanages is orphanage. We believe that it will be much nicer for a child to grow up in a family-like environment, like a foster care family.
And so we started to stop developing little orphan care centers in 2003, but develop foster care homes.
Emily was in the orphanage for a little while, and then got adopted out to a foster family who cared for her. And we can't thank them enough, because clearly Emily got the love and care and attention that she needed. When we got to Nanchang, we got to the hotel, and then were handed Emily, and we just held her. And she was clearly attached to her caregivers, so this was very traumatic for her. So I held her and sang to her. So singing to her seemed to calm her down and make her feel better.
We saw a picture of Luke, and something about him struck me. And so we found out more about him and rushed to get him.
We started this called a waiting child program, which is the children with medical conditions in 2001.
These are kids who have all various kinds of challenges, some what we would consider very minor to the most profound.
I remember being in the office. This little boy comes in, and I thought, you know, that's my son. And within a few months, we'd raised enough money to go and get Cole. And so again, we rushed to China.
We felt that there was a real need for giving homes to kids who were in the waiting child program. We didn't know anything about albinism, but felt like it was something that our family could handle. So we went ahead and proceeded.
One day, we received a whole bunch of children's file from China, and on the very top of the pile was a child about 10 years old. I just feel strongly that God wants us to reach out to the child, bring her to our family. And 10 years old with severe heart condition, let's do it.
I have lots of miracles. I got a free heart surgery when I was 7. And then my next miracle is me getting adopted. Having a family to live with, to love with, and every little thing that they did for me is amazing.
CCAI and Joshua and Lily have been instrumental in bringing our kids home, as well as so many, many more children home.
They're absolutely wonderful in what they do and the leadership they provide to the Chinese adoption community.
And the knowledge.
And the knowledge.
When I started, the school was in the other building, and it was just a small handful of kids. And I sort of saw it as my second home, where I got to explore not only my culture through the language classes and the dance classes, but also really myself, and figure out who I was and how I sort of fit in.
When we moved back to Colorado and heard about the Cultural Center, we signed up immediately for her. I think it's important for her to have a connection to her heritage.
We learn Chinese, and we do cultural things like arts. And some of my favorite things is like the Chinese New Year performance.
Without this school, I would not be where I am today, and I would not be the person who I am today, and I couldn't have done it without JCCC.
My brother, Art, and I realized that a lot of programming for adoptees was mostly for younger adoptees, and no one was really doing anything for the teens. You know, it's a time when you're trying to reflect on who you are as a person, and I think as adoptees, it just adds another layer. And the fact that there was not a resource out there for them to build that community and for them to have that conversation was really strange to us. So in 2008, we decided that we would be the ones to hopefully push that and encourage that. We started Adopt Teen, which is now enveloped in the post-adoption programming for CCAI, and then held our first conference in 2008, and it's just been really, really wonderful ever since.
As we are celebrating this incredible 25th anniversary, and I'm reminded again, the tremendous need still in China. You might hear that the adoption is slowing down, you might hear that adoption is getting harder and harder, but you should know, and we know from our own eye by visiting China, that there's still 500,000 orphans living in the institution. And they need loving home, they need charitable support. So I just want to thank all the staff for their incredible hard working here and in China.
CCAI success definitely is not mine or Joshua's. Without our wonderful staff, our wonderful board members, and most importantly, our CCAI families.
And I also want to thank the donor because through your donation, we can continue to make difference in many, many children's lives. So keep on doing that, everybody. Go CCAI!
Josh and Lily, we have something to say. Thank you. 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 And thank you.
To Josh and Lily, we would probably say we would never have done this without you.
For sure. If it weren't for you, our family wouldn't look the way it does, and very, very grateful.
We will forever be grateful to you both. You have given the life that most kids would dream of, but don't always get.
I might be slightly biased, but I think they've done so much for the world. 12,000 plus lives is not anything to shy away from.
What you've done is just unbelievable and so significant and so meaningful to so many people in this world.
And Amy and Art. I think we can never overlook the part that Amy and Art played.
We want to thank them for all they're doing and all they continue to do.
You've created this amazing kingdom of beautiful families here on earth, and the Scriven family loves you.
You guys made our family whole. Words cannot express our gratitude.
They did a lot of stuff for me, a lot. There's no way to thank them at all. Like, even if I give my life to them, it's still not enough, so.
They've given a lot. They've done so much for families. I'm so proud.
Thank you for giving the girls the opportunity and giving parents the opportunity to make a family.
And it's all because of you guys, so thank you very much.
Thanks so much, and don't stop doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Joshua and Lily. We'll forever be grateful.
Thank you, Josh and Lily.